Hey everyone, I'm Jay Heilman, host of Kingdom Builder TV, and this is a special interview that we did on the Winter Jam Tour 2014 this past January in Tampa, Florida. And we spoke with Tiffany Arbuckle of Plumb, and she tells us about what it's like being on the tour and also just life in general. And we just hope you enjoy it. And we think that this interview is something that you'll really enjoy, especially parents out there who have to juggle different ministries and stuff.
Hey everybody, I'm Jay Heilman from ChristianMusicReview.org. We're here at Winter Jam 2014, and I am joined by Tiffany Arbuckle, also known as Plumb. And we want to thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Well, we appreciate it. Now, we're on the 6th stop of the Winter Jam Tour so far, and there's many weeks ahead. So how has the tour been so far for you?
It's been amazing. I have 3 small children, so to be able to play, you know, it's a total of 58 cities, which is a lot of shows, but the amount of people we see, just as a young mom, that would take me a long time to see this many fans in that short of a period of time, even though it's a lot of shows. And so I love that, and it's weekends, and we're back home on Mondays, and I'm mom, and so I don't have to be away from my kids for a long time, and I can still sort of fulfill what I'm called to do at the same time, in addition to being wife and mom. So it's been awesome.
Now, is this the first time you've been on the Winter Jam Tour?
Yeah, this is the first time. We did 10 dates in November, and then this is show number 5, I think, 5 or 6 of what's left of them, and then there's still 42 of them left or something. I can't remember.
I would say we had the nicest weather being here in Florida, but we really can't say that today. It's been kind of a blustery day outside.
Compared to what it was 5 degrees in Nashville before I had left, and we have a pond on the backside of our property that we took a huge log and just threw on the pond just to see what it would do, and it totally just slid. Just slid,
oh, it slid
across the pond. And so to be in weather, even though it's kind of like foggy, muggy here a little bit, it's warm and it feels beachy and there's palm trees. So
no complaints, huh?
No complaints. I like it.
Well, now you had taken a few years off between 2007's Blink and your latest album, Need You Now. What was it like going back into the studio after being gone for a while?
It's like a bike. It's like when you have been off of tour, I'm sure it's easy to assume that an artist has been sort of just hanging out at their house. But from the time that that record released, I made a best of that had 2 brand new songs on it, but the rest of it were remakes that we had made of old songs. And some dance tracks of remixes and stuff that I've done in EDM. But it wasn't like making a new record process, because it was just 2 new songs. And spent that time doing a ton of songwriting, having really tiny babies, and raising them up a little bit more, potty training them so that I could be, you know, they're not nursing anymore, they don't wet their pants anymore, so it's just a lot more freedom to, you know, I don't know, I'm a mom first before I'm an artist, and I feel like God's really honored my heart to want to be mom first, and still allowed music to kind of wait. It kind of waited for me, and so it didn't go away. So just a lot of songwriting. We wrote more songs for this record than any record we've ever made, and spent more time making it than any record I've ever made. And so I think we had a much larger pool of songs from which to pull from. We also had more time to make sure it was right, as opposed to having a really strict deadline. The label really works with my schedule when I say, I'm not doing this right now because I've got this going on or whatever. And so family, there was a lot of demands of family there for a while, and so that just had to kind of wait. And I feel like this record benefited for that, because there's no album cuts. And that's my opinion, but a lot of us know when you buy a record, there's like the 2 or 3 really awesome singles, and then the rest of the album is okay, take or leave it, but you bought it most importantly for those singles. I don't think there's a bad song on this record, and I'm not saying that because I wrote them. I really think because of the team involved and everyone, the producing, the mixing, just the songwriting of course too, but just everyone involved had time to really make sure this was right. And of all the songs we chose, they were really intentional to say, you know what, this is the song versus this. This is a good song, this is a great song. And so I feel like it's a record that is just done well, and I'm more proud of it than any record I've ever made.
I agree with you too.
Thanks.
I mean, Blink was an excellent album. I love Blink.
Thanks.
And when I heard that you're returning with Need You Now, I'm like, how can she top that?
Oh.
And when
Thanks.
I got a chance to listen to Need You Now for the first time, I'm like, it's Plum's back.
Thanks.
It was awesome. I love the
Thank you.
record. And speaking of records, I know that you've done live tracks before that have been kind of bonuses and CDs.
Right.
Do you have plans to do like a live show?
Live record?
Yeah.
I don't know. We did a DVD thing that's not been released to the public yet. It wasn't really done for the public initially. It was going to be used for, certain songs could be pulled from and a video made strictly for that song. There to be live footage mixed with other video footage to make a video out of. But when we did that, it got my wheels spinning about a live record.
Mm-hmm.
And Peter Gabriel has done that before, and I was a huge fan of his Secret World live tour when I was just a kid. I just was really impressed with that, and I think the live element is really endearing. I don't think it's something you can do right away as an artist. It's got to be after you've developed a fan base and they've seen you live, and then they go to listen to it and say, yeah, that's what it's like live, like it's not fake. And I fell off of the stage last night in Jacksonville, Florida, like hardcore. Fell off the catwalk in front of 14,000 people, and someone posted on Facebook, at least we know she sings live, because when I fell, there was no singing. And I was like, I really do, it's not tracks.
Did you guys know that Plum likes to stage dive?
Yeah, it's like my failed attempt at crowd surfing, really, really bad. But my husband's not out this weekend when a lot of times he is, and he didn't know, like when it first happened, and so when we called him, we were like, hey, have you happened to like peruse YouTube or Instagram or anything in the last hour? And he's like, no. And we're like, well, fans have already posted it. So it took no time, and there was already 4 or 5 different like plum falling, plum falling, plum falling. So feel free to check it out.
No, I can see them posting a live video of you doing a performance, but falling off the stage is kind of, okay, well, that was an accident. Let's not post it for the world to see.
It's fun. But I hope I'm a good sport about that stuff. You just have to. I'd way rather just own it and be like, yes, it was hilarious, everybody watch it, as opposed to, oh, I hope they don't watch it or find it. It's like I can own it. I can just, yes, I did it.
I totally
and I have a
done that
big
before.
bruise.
I've been the butt of many people's laughter before with some of the stuff I've done.
Well, my butt is actually what was my help last night, so I'm really thankful for that.